Now, if you want to know how things are going for the mayor, just look at this headline in today's Times. Messes pile up for de Blasio in second year. Now, the first mess mentioned involves Legionnaire's disease. De Blasio's press secretary, Karen Hinton, she just criticized the state's response to the disease, going obviously directly at Albany. Hinton defending the mayor after Governor CUOMO blasted the city's handling of it. Mayor's office immediately issued a statement saying that Hinton was not speaking for the mayor. And that's odd because she is mayor's spokesperson. Now, de Blasio is also taking heat for going to the gym while a violent standoff was happening in Staten Island, where a firefighter got shot. He's also getting blamed for the homeless problem and a perceived spike in crime. De Blasio's response is blame the media and say that Mike Bloomberg was treated a lot better by the press than he was. Okay, the common meme out of this, obviously, something was the governor, he was going to stick it to the mayor every chance he got, sometimes even in petty ways. But right before vacation, de Blasio throws napalm on the situation, goes directly after him, and then heads off to parts unknown, or goes on vacation for a while. Since then, and even before this, at least the perception, which is more important than reality, and I think it's reality, is the governor's outmaneuvering him on every one of these different, whether it's universal pre-K, who gets the credit for it, whether it was Uber, whether we can go up and down the line here. I just can't figure out what the end game of the mayor is. Either you're going to fight the governor and tell everybody he's just a bully here, he's holding the city hostage. I don't know if that's a winning hand, but at least that's a play. Or he's going to capitulate and just say, I took my beating and I understand I'll take my directives from Albany, but I'm not going to pick a fight here with the 800-pound gorilla because I can't beat CUOMO. He seems to be trying to have it both ways, and it's not working.
Well, I don't think those are the only two choices. Honestly, you're elected mayor of New York City. You don't want to be taking direction under, a pretty heavy hand of the governor. And I don't think you either have to capitulate or sort of blast them. There's got to be a middle ground. That's what people want. Honestly, I always go back to voters. They want them both to work together. They don't have to like each other. They can hate each other's guts, but they can't be petty and small at the expense of people. And that's what looked like it was happening on Legionnaires. They had to get their act together. And I think there is a middle ground. I think they both have to step up and keep.
Well, the governor's not going to look for that middle ground. So now you're the mayor.
Well, I don't think you're right about that. Governor CUOMO, if his polls go down in New York City, which is extremely dependent on to win for another term, he must have city Democratic voters. He will modify his behavior. The man is capable of it, and I believe he will. There is a middle ground. You don't believe me at all.
I don't believe you. I don't see any incentive for him. I mean, once de Blasio, I say, Michael, once de Blasio gave that presser, it was, for the governor that we all know, this was like manna from heaven. He said, this is going to make my summer. I'm going to do nothing but ruin this guy's life, and he's gone out of his way to do it. Maybe petty testosterone, but that's how he's built.
I think first and foremost, what voters want is you to be present and on the job. And if you're mayor of New York City, and I spent all of 2013 talking up Bill de Blasio on this show, and I'm glad I did that. I'm convinced that was the right choice, and I think city voters made the right choice. But you actually have to stay present. And I think you can't be the mayor of New York City and put yourself out there as a national spokesman, and in some cases, international spokesman on issues of income inequality and progressive cities and improved city living and race relations. You have to be present. You have to be here, and you can't go to the gym when this is going on. And I know there's a spoof story that he should have, with a knife between his teeth, he should have disarmed the suspect on his own. And Karen Hinton, highlighted passages and sent it around Room 9 at City Hall, and everybody got a good laugh out of it. But you have to be present. You have to put the work in of being here and showing up at the parades and the breakfast. And when he's there, he's well received, and people respond to him with warmth and affection. But he's not doing enough of those, as if to say, well, I'm not going to get involved in what the police department does. You're the mayor. Get involved in everything. I think running around the country, hiring a director for national cities' progressive agendas, it's only going to blow back in your face. Now, they would say, we're not going to respond to what the New York Post says, and that's their talking points. You have to respond to something. You have to.
It's not just the Post.
Yeah, it's not just the Post. You have to shape your agenda based on what you believe other people are going to respond to.
Dom, are you going to pounce on this?
I'm
just waiting. I'm just waiting.
You've always been.
I'm just waiting.
But I will say this much. It's never good when it's blame the media. right?
Well,
Once you go blame the media, you know things are getting bad.
I've been patiently waiting to state the record. Is it my turn?
Yes, but don't put him 6 feet under already. You've already done that every week. But I'm saying,
I won't put him 6 feet under.
I'll unbury him.
He's about 18 feet under, and I don't think there's a way of coming back. Cuomo has beat him at every turn. I think de Blasio is starting to look very much like a one-term mayor. Being president, you are so correct. If I was the mayor's press secretary or his lead person, I would have literally got in his way on Friday and said, Mr. Mayor, you cannot go to a gym while we got a standoff in Staten Island and a firefighter has been shot twice dealing with this ex-con or this gang leader. You cannot do it, Mr. Mayor. You're already battling with the media. You're not going to win. I know for a fact, because I've been down there, in the mayor's office at City Hall, there's almost an apartment in the basement, a full apartment where the mayor can go down, relax, shower, whatever. Put a treadmill. They said he was working on his abs. Put the weights down in the basement, Mr. Mayor. You can't go to the gym while there's a standoff.
Dominic.
He's finito.
Before
done.
you get yourself in an uproar here, look.
He's done.
Follow this.
Wait, let me say this one last thing. Imagine Rudy Giuliani. Imagine Giuliani going to the gym while there's a standoff involving police in Staten Island. It's not going to happen. Go ahead, Counselor.
Okay. Everybody has their thing, and I admit that the mayor's optics, since he's taken office, have been absolutely horrible. He's been wrong on every one of these optics kind of issues.
but you work on your abs, you don't like the cracks. Yeah,
Right.
go ahead.
No. And the other thing is, how many years, how many terms have we all talked about the backlash and the fighting between our New York City mayor and our New York State governor? It goes on between every mayor and every governor. This is an inherent setup between the laws that the New York State governs and what the mayor can do. So we'll always have this problem. We happen to have a very aggressive governor, a heavy-handed governor, okay? And this mayor hasn't learned how to play hadn't played with this guy. The other thing is he can pound on the mayor and not worry about New York City voters just yet because he just got reelected to another term. So he has time to do that and to backtrack off of that. So the thing is this mayor's got to get the optics right. His people probably aren't doing the right thing by him. But on the other hand he's fighting a really tough political animal up in Albany, okay?
I don't think anyone needs to
has
malign,
stepped on.
No one has to malign the governor here. The mayor's doing it all.
Yeah.
Doing it all to himself. And the mayor and
He's
his
allowed
people
to
are
fight
so
with the governor.
convinced about being
He's
right
allowed to fight,
and
but
being
he
on
may
the side
lose
of the
some.
angels
He's
when nobody
Richard,
else cares
The
about
governor
it.
right now is out to
I know
step
you
on
gotta
his
go,
throat.
but Richard, here's what I've learned in 30 years at City Hall. Every mayor gets angry at the media. You can't win against the media. He who controls the pen has the last word. That's the permanent government. Trust me
And
when
I'm
I
only
tell you
saying,
that.
this mayor, whether it's fair or not, he's going to get blamed if there's a perceived homeless and crime issue, and the governor's put that on him. He's got to fight back one way or the other, because New York at least likes a fighter. If they think that you're capitulating, it doesn't look right.
He was in Rhode Island today, I believe, Richard.
And on that
Everyone's
last
allowed
note-
to
All
bring their
right.
kid to college.
When we come back, we're going to talk some New York politics and also a film about Yonkers, and we'll get some interesting perspectives at the table. Stay with us.